Ladies and gentlemen, Tactical Advance here, and welcome back to some more Star Citizen. Now, today we're doing a flight test on the 300i. Now, believe it or not, this is not an actually a ship that I've actually seen before. The last ship review I did on the 300 series, not on this series, it was on the 325A, and that was a long time ago. That was maybe 9 months ago. So it's quite refreshing actually to come back and have a look at the ship because quite a bit's changed. I mean, first of all, obviously it's got PBR, and when I saw it, it didn't. So first of all, let's take a look on the outside. Now, the only thing that I would say on my first observation, and you're going to probably think exactly the same thing, I don't know if I would want to have a white one. Probably not. I'll probably go for a darker colour when the paint scheme come out and just go for black or something so you can't be seen. Now, this is the luxury sort of class ship. Now, there's obviously three ships in the series. There's the 300, the 315 and the 325. This is the standard one. 315 is more exploration with the jump drive. And then you've got your 325, which is sort of your kitted out fighter. They've all got pretty much the same weapons. They're not far off, to be honest with you. The 325 has got a Willops targeting system and a few other little bits and bobs. The colour schemes are obviously different. So we'll take a look around the ship first of all. Right, so first of all, it's got a front-mounted... Let's move into a darker sort of angle here. It's got a front-mounted ball-mounted gun, so it's, you can see I can rotate around. On the wings, that absolutely sounds awesome. I don't know if you can actually see that. See the weapons pushing back when you fire, look. Pretty cool. Let's change our angle. See if we can go this way. Maybe get the face the black towards that way. Hang on. You can see that. That is pretty cool. Maneuver thrusters there. You can see as well. They don't seem to be. I don't think they're working, guys. They should be putting out. Oh, there we are. They're not working all the time, are they? There's a little bug there, isn't there? Because you can see the one on the opposite side there. It's definitely not firing. It's moving, but it's nothing. No one at home. So it looks pretty cool. Obviously got missiles as well. See, we'll take another view. Now obviously you can, this is a bit odd actually, you can actually see inside, you can actually control the ship in here. It might be a bit mad to do that. But obviously this has got freight units as well, so you can carry some weight in this if you want to do a few runs as well. Take a look inside. Looks pretty cool inside. We haven't got the sort of full display yet, you can see there. One of the sort of advantages that this ship has over most of the other ships is maneuverability. I think maneuverability, the first thing I noticed with this, it does maneuver really well. I mean, it's got 12 TR1 maneuver thrusters. So as soon as you try to move, it's very, very responsive. That's what I feel anyway. I mean, the initial reviews of this ship when it sort of first come out, everyone was saying, oh, it's a glass cannon, this, that. Actually, it is a really good ship. They've increased the hull strength and they've changed some things with the weapons. It's had a lot of changes. So, whatever your opinion of the ship was before, I suggest maybe if you've got one or, go and jump in a ship and fly around, and it should be different now anyway. I've definitely found it is, and particularly with the latest edition, the 9.3 update, that's made a significant difference to me anyway in flying, so all the ships have had a bit of an improvement. Now you can see the centre guns there lock in the centre, and then I've got obviously a gimbal mounted one on a ball, which does actually, it's got really good rotation on this. Now if you watch my last video on the Gladius, you notice that I actually sort of prefer the front mounted guns because I think they're faster moving and you can shoot further down faster. Where if you've got a top-mounted roof one, you've got to turn a lot more to face the gun towards the target. That's what I found anyway. But saying that, it's each to their own. I'm sure each individual's going to like a different style of ship. So anyway, let's jump into some Vandal Swarm and let's see how we get on. Okay guys, right, we're in some Vandal Swarm now. We're going to do a bit of flying around and see if we can shoot some targets. The 300 series actually got quite good balance of weapons, I think, out the box. Maybe not in the configuration that I would have, but I would definitely keep the weapons that they've got. The CF007 Bulldog repeaters, which is you'll see, sort of the blue sort of coloured one. Now that's a very fast firing gun that it does use a lot of heat, so that's the only downside. Doesn't do a massive amount of damage. It's good for getting their shields down, it's good for close combat, but the Omsky, other weapons that it's got two loaded out on the 300 series. Now, what I would actually do is I would actually probably swap out the Bulldog repeaters for the Omsky. And the reason I would do that is because the damage on the Omsky is just far better. Particularly, it's good at long and short range. Anything up to 800, I think you're going to be alright. And I think that the Bulldog repeaters are good, but the only downside with them is, like I said, from range, and even at close range, really, you're not doing a massive amount of damage. So, in this game, I'm using the standard loadout. After trying, 5 or 6 games and swapping the loadouts, I definitely found that putting them Omskys in the centre position made a massive difference to my game performance. I mean, even in some games, I didn't even have to use the Bulldog repeaters. But the handy thing about having them is, I'll give you a scenario. Let's say you're shooting something at long range, he's turning, you shoot him with the Omsky, you shoot him again, you miss a couple, he's now flying towards you, you can now unleash your Bulldog repeaters. The only downside with that is if you do load the Bulldog repeaters up, they're not going to be on a gimbal mount. That's the downside. But I think there has to be a compromise there. It's very difficult to aim that Omsky from a long range on a fixed mount. I found it is anyway, unless you're a very, very skilled player. I found that slight movements over a range was very, very difficult. To tackle that with the standard loadout, what I did is I thought, right, okay, let's use the Bulldog repeaters at short range, and then use the Omsky because it's a fixed mount, because I'm not very good at shooting at range. It's more like a shotgun. I'm not saying that's a good scenario to do. What I would probably do, guys, is I would swap it out definitely for the centre mount. I'd rather have one than I would two than not have a gimbal mount. But so far, the 300 series has got a very, very good balance. Now, the challenge is, if you don't swap them weapons out, you're going to see that most of the damage that I'm doing with these fast repeaters are very, very low damage rolls. If you're going to actually use something like the Bulldog repeaters all the time, the challenge you're going to have, because you're doing so much low damage, particularly in Vandal Swarm, and these guns do overheat quite a lot, the challenge you're going to have is every time you look away from your target, he's probably going to have shield recharge. So it's almost catch-22. You can use the Bulldog repeaters to take out their shields and then lock on with a missile, or vice versa. All in all, I think this is a really good ship. As a dogfighter, I think that a Hornet's going to come out on top. I think the Hornet's going to come out on top because it just seems to me, it flies like seems to be a lot more stronger, and the aiming seems to be a lot more based on precision. It's easier to control. So definitely swap their Omskys out and put them on the gimbal mount, guys. Give that a go. Give it a try, guys. If you haven't got any other weapons, I would say go to the holo table, put the Omsky on the centre, see how you get on. You'll probably be quite surprised. After playing about 5 or 6 rounds with the gimbal mount in the centre, with the Omsky in the middle, saw a massive difference, guys. It made it a lot more fun, because what that enables you to do, it enables you to take sort of a long range shot where you're actually doing some serious damage. You can deal with your targets a lot faster. You can shoot them anything up to 4 times and they're going to turn into an inferno fireball. Or what you can do is you could use the Bulldog repeaters and then tango with them for about 7 hours. That's what I found anyway. So all in all, it's a fantastic ship. It's well balanced. But at the moment, what do we have it to compare against? We've only sort of really got the Hornet and the M50. The M50 is in a total different class, really. That's more of a shoot and scoot, fly in, shoot, fly off. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, also don't forget, guys, I've also got a Facebook page as well. I don't necessarily like Facebook myself, but what I do on my Facebook page is I post things like information that Star Citizens don't normally publicise, like new weapons that are coming out, new missiles, all sorts of stuff. So but the link's actually in the About Us. It always is, guys. But go and take a look, guys, because like I said, I always post in there, and I always post events and other stuff in there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.